Google has updated Google Family Link with some new user-friendly changes. Now you can have even more refined and convenient control to help you manage your child's access to their devices. Here's how to use the mobile and web app to manage your child's screen time in 2023. A lot of parents found my previous video about how to use Google Family Link useful. Since I published the video almost a year ago, Google has updated the app to include some new features and improvements. The main updates include a handy new way to change a daily time limit for access to devices without messing up your master schedule, a new feature that enables you to receive notifications of your child's device when arriving or leaving specific locations, and a better way to manage and respond to your notifications and requests from your child. The user interface has been streamlined to be less confusing too. The new design makes it easier to use the app in general. I recommend that newcomers to my channel check out my previous video first, as I go into detail about the app. Plus, a lot of the underlying features are the same. You can click on the link above. In this video, I go over the changes and how I use them to manage my daughter's screen time, plus some areas of the app that I'd like to see some improvements. The main changes are concerned with the user interface when you first open the app. After the update in October 2022, instead of being presented with all the connected child accounts with their profile picture, you'll start with 3 main tabs. These are divided into a summary of each child's activity, the main controls to manage your child's devices and apps, and a location tab for their devices. Starting with the main functionality on the Controls tab, you'll see the profile picture of your child whose account you last used. You can use the arrows to scroll between the connected accounts if you have more than one child. Below that, the first icon is a button to enable you to lock all devices simultaneously. This is a useful shortcut if needed, especially when screen time conflicts with an important part of the day when you need your child's attention quickly. In our household, we use it at mealtimes if, after fair warning, our kids haven't been able to wrestle themselves away from their own devices. It's a last resort to get them to the table before their food gets cold. Next to the lock button, there are devices associated with the account that are broken out into the main hardware the child uses. Then there's a shortcut to all the devices. This will include any Google Home speakers, Chromecast, Google TVs, plus computers where the child has been given permission to use a Chrome browser. The next section is a large dialog that you can tap on to give you access to the controls of your child's main device. It only appears after that device is out of time. When the device is in use, the dialog won't appear. It will also display the most recent device used. Plus there's a quick summary of how much time has already been used, the main battery level, and the online status. You'll also have the ability to lock or unlock the device, have the device play a sound to help locate it if it's hiding in your house, plus a quick interface to award bonus screen time using the tumblers to set the hours and minutes. Device settings presents you with an additional way to navigate to some of the existing features I covered in my previous video. Some of the new features in the update can be found below the main burst dialog. Here, Google has created a new way to add additional screen time on a day-by-day basis that won't affect your master schedule. As a starting point, there are 2 ways to manage your child's screen time. The first is to set downtime, which enables you to set when the tablet is off overnight from bedtime until morning, for instance. The second is the ability to set how long a tablet can be used within that schedule. So for instance, in our family, we have a schedule of 6:30 PM to 7 AM when our daughter's tablets are off. Then 7 AM to 6:30 PM we allow an initial 30 minutes of screen time and then award additional time to use the tablet. Then we have additional limits on the apps. We limit our children to 2 hours of kids YouTube for the youngest daughter and parent-supervised YouTube access for our eldest daughter. The app limits combined with the master screen time access means that when they run out of YouTube time, they can still draw or play games if they have screen time remaining. There are 3 steps to setting screen time using Family Link, just like before. However, here's how to do it using the new user interface. First, to set the master downtime schedule when you want the child's device to be locked overnight, for instance, tap on the downtime button, toggle on weekly schedule and then tap on the first entry and adjust the time you want for the evening. This will set the time the device will lock. Next, tap on Unlocks and set the time you want the device to unlock in the morning. To copy this across all days of the week, tap on Also Apply To and choose whether you want this schedule to apply to all days or just school days, which is Sunday through Thursday. Tap Done and then the Save button, and then the arrow to go back. Next, you can set the amount of screen time you want the child to be able to use each device per day. Tap on Today's Limit, and then choose the device you wish to change. Then change to the desired amount of hours and minutes. You have to do this per device. Each device will be set to that amount of time and will be cumulative. So for instance, if you set the child's tablet to 1 hour and you set the Google TV to 1 hour, that will be 2 hours of screen time. Just like downtime, you can set the master schedule for all days by tapping weekly schedule and then tapping on Sunday and setting the amount of screen time you want. This will set a limit for all devices. Then tap also apply to and choose whether you want the screen time limit to be applied to all days or just school days from Monday to Friday. Tap done and then the save button and then the arrow to go back. Finally, you can set limits by individual apps, allowing more time on educational apps and less time on games or YouTube, for instance. Tap on the app limits and then scroll to the app you'd like to adjust. Tap on the app and choose Block, Set Limit or Always Allow. When you set Always Allow, the screen time will be controlled by the daily limit you set and the downtime schedule. The reason we start the day with 30 minutes is because of school days. As I cover off later in this video, you can't set schedules within schedules, which is a feature I hope is added in the future. Starting the weekdays with 30 minutes means my kids can watch their tablets over breakfast before they have to get ready or leave for school. Then after school, we award additional screen time for up to dinner time and then again afterwards. With the new daily limit feature, you now have the flexibility to add additional screen time on an ad hoc basis. Previously, if you wanted to increase the screen time for a specific day, you'd have to adjust the entire schedule, and then remember to revert it back to your original schedule later. One example in my family is that sometimes my kids leave their tablets running and aren't actually using them. The new feature gives me the ability to help my kids actually use their available screen time. You may also have a setup where you want to award additional screen time as a reward system over and above any daily limits, which is also a nice tool for parents. Similarly, Google has also provided the ability to adjust your daily downtime schedule on an ad hoc basis too. So now, as an example, if you decide you want your child to have access beyond their normal bedtime for any reason, you can make the adjustment here to extend their screen time beyond the normal end time. Again, it won't affect your master schedule, which will revert back to the next day without you having to remember to do it. In our family, we found it useful if we're still travelling after our usual bedtime on long road trips. The next few sections haven't changed after the update, so if you're interested in learning more, please check out the previous video. The Highlights tab is a digest of your child's activities. Here you can review all the different interactions your child has had by app, and it gives you a quick reference to their screen time consumption. The information is useful for tweaking schedules and access to apps, as well as providing useful insights in your child's passions and hobbies. I found the information can often lead to engaging discussions about their favourite games, which they've been playing, and what videos and shows they watch. Google has also said they're going to be adding more resources for parents to this section, with articles from trusted online safety organisations, Common Sense Media, Connect Safely, and the Family Online Safety Institute. In the previous iteration of the app, you were able to see the location of the devices associated with your child's account. One useful new feature is the ability to set up notifications for when a child arrives or leaves a pre-designated location, such as your home or a family member's home. This can extend to any location you choose, so if it's important to you, it's possible to designate your child's school, a friend's house, and so on. I can see the feature being most useful for older kids who have a mobile phone or tablet that travels with them regularly. It'll enable parents to have a way to check in with their child's location while fostering more autonomy without being intrusive. One nice feature is that Family Link is also available as a web app too. The web version features all the exact same features, but with the added convenience of being able to use your computer browser to make changes and approve requests. It alleviates the need to pick up the phone if you're already working at your desktop. There are still some areas for improvement in my opinion, however. One update I would like to see is the ability to award extra time by app too. My kids love to watch YouTube and we limit them to 2 hours a day. However, every now and then we want to award them a few extra minutes to finish watching a video or just reward them for good behaviour. Currently, you have to manually adjust the schedule and then remember to revert the old schedule back for the next day. This was how the old app used to operate for overall device screen time until the new feature was introduced from October last year. Another feature I'd like to see is the ability to create more downtime windows within a schedule for a given day. For instance, while you can set a schedule where the device is automatically locked before a certain time in the morning and then after a certain time at night, you can't set additional downtime windows in the middle of the day. Having the option to block out meal times would be eminently useful for our family instead of having to lock devices manually. Hopefully, these are easy updates that will be made in the future weeks and months. Thanks for watching, and as always, please like this video and subscribe to my channel for more videos on the connected home and personal technology.